And we are. Wrong face. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
It
what?
was my big head.
Oh, it was you on the thing. Okay, what's up, y'all? It's your favorite sports chica, Carolina Teague, and this is episode 55 of League of Our Own. Welcome back. It is a new day. Obviously, you guys aren't used to seeing us on today's day. It's Monday. It's NFL Monday night. But for people who aren't tuned into the game today, we have a very special day for you guys. I'm here at VodPop Media Studios with my guy, radio husband, and producer, Gylan Jackson, making sure everything is running smoother than olive oil on a baby's behind. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Is wrestling fake? Some people have pissed me off because they said that wrestling was fake. Why the Bears suck? Why Coach Prime rules? And who is your NFL side team? If you had to pick, who would it be? Now, Gylan, where have we been? Where have
Why
we
I'm
been?
getting this weird hiccup sound.
Am I
Let me check our sound.
okay? Because I can hear perfect. But if
Right,
you
but it's the
if you
online.
I wonder, let me ask everybody, do you all hear anything weird? Do y'all hear anything weird, or does it sound fine? I'm going to
Right,
ask.
do you hear anything weird? It is your voice. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
so where have we been? Gylan, I want you to start first because I don't know where the hell I've been. Where have you been?
Okay, who's that?
Oh, and I hear like a back sound.
That's your. I told you sound funny.
Oh, okay. Oh, so we got Steelers Nation in the house. What up, Steeler Nation?
What up, Steeler Nation?
So where have you been, Gylan? You got to tell everybody where you've been, because of course you're one half
I've
of
been
the
at
show.
the studio
What have you been doing?
producing. I got a music show that's kind of rocking right now.
Yes.
It's called the San Pluto Show with my boy Amzai, and we're kind of killing it.
Kind of is an understatement. I think you guys are doing a fantastic job with that show. It's kind of blowing up just a little bit, right? You would say.
I like to stay humble.
You are well. You try to stay humble. Sometimes you can't.
Well, I mean,
Sometimes it
sometimes
comes
we
out,
the
but
best.
for the but for the
Sometimes
most
I'm just
for
the damn best.
the for the most part though, you are very, very humble.
Well, I mean, it's because somebody's doing something somewhere at some time.
Right.
Now, they may not be all as cool as me,
Mhm.
but somebody's doing something all the time.
Right. And besides the studio, I mean, can you please tell everybody else what you've been up to besides the studio? I mean, we get your producer and all that stuff, but let people know a different side of you. What else have you been doing? Like,
What do you mean? Like, is there something else for me to do?
yes, like, are
It's
you
like literally the studio.
are you meditating? Are you what's been your wave right now besides the studio? Like, you
The
gotta have a
studio.
you gotta have a life outside the studio.
No, like I go to the studio, I go home, I go to the pool company and do my consulting gig, and I come home. I stay out of trouble.
Okay, so I mean, just do you cook? Like, what is it else do you do? Like,
Eat out.
Okay, where do you eat? Where do you eat out? Are you trying different restaurants lately? Are you what's going on?
Savvy Sliders
Okay,
is my spot right now, open 24 hours. Kava is my other spot.
uh-huh.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just boring.
I don't think you're boring. I think you just don't want to give up too much information about
No,
your
like
life.
what am I missing?
I don't know. Like
Like,
lately,
what-
like for me lately, like let me just say what I've been up to. Lately, I've been doing ring announcing. I'm doing
Okay.
stuff at the TV studio, just shadowing and things like that. I'm also, of course, here. Haven't really been here, but also this is also going on. What else do I do? Gosh, I can't even remember right now.
Cook, take care of your
Cook,
husband
take care,
and
yeah,
your kids.
take care of my family.
Hey, do you have a favorite kid?
No, I don't.
Deion Sanders say you're lying
Why?
because Deion Sanders ranks his kids. He has 3 kids and he ranks his kids.
Okay, so that not every parent is like Deion Sanders.
So do you like your kids the same all the time? You lying.
So no, hold on. Let me just say this: I will never pick a favorite kid, ever.
Why? Because you don't want to hurt somebody's feeling?
Absolutely, I don't want to make my kids feel inferior.
So you do have favorites then?
No, I don't have favorites. I don't think in my brain who is my favorite kid right now.
So when Cam jumped through the floor that one time, you did not like despise his little ass a little bit more.
I was mad at him, but I didn't demote him to like my non-favorite kid at the moment. Does that make sense?
You sure?
I'm serious. Like,
So if he jumps through the floor and he's in trouble,
and
then he asks for candy corn,
he ain't gonna get it.
he's not gonna get it. But then the other kid would get the candy corn.
Yeah.
If he asked for it.
But that don't
because
mean
he's your favorite kid at the time.
That's okay. Let me just say this: my parents have 3 kids, and
they don't like you.
No. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Shout out to my daddy. His birthday is Friday. But let me just say this:
my daddy.
My daddy. His birthday is Friday. He's a Virgo. Virgos are very loyal and all that good stuff. And they always think they're right too. By the way.
Okay.
But my parents have always said they're not going to pick a favorite kid because my mom, when she was little, her mom always picked a favorite kid, and it hurt my mom's feelings a lot growing up. So she made it a point to not do that with us. So I've never led a life to like have known what it's like to not be the favorite kid. I always feel like my parents are kind of neutral when it comes to that situation. So
you are the favorite kid, or you're not the favorite kid?
Low key, I don't think I'm the favorite kid. I think my brother is. My brother Anthony. I think he's the favorite.
Why do you think your brother Anthony is a favorite kid?
Because I feel like my parents, they put me through, like, I guess, you know what? I think the oldest always goes through the worst shit.
That's because the oldest normally does the worst shit.
I
they
did.
Just go through it.
I did. Well, no, I did the worst shit, but at the same time, like, parents always treat their oldest kid the worst because they're barely they're barely learning how to become parents.
So then your parents don't like you.
That's not that they don't like me. It's just that I don't think they've never said you're not my favorite kid. They've never told me that. Like, I could not say that out loud. To your face. I couldn't say it out loud. Your
mom sent me a DM one time.
You lied. No, she did
like,
not.
I don't like that big head girl.
So, okay. So you think people are lying?
I think that people have favorite kids.
Uh-huh.
And I think Deion was one of the and I think it's tongue in cheek, right? I think it's like ha ha he. Uh-huh. But I think like, yeah, you do have an order sometimes. Uh-huh. Like, you can't tell me that if you had a daughter and she had a baby, she would not rank above the boy at some point.
Okay.
Not huge, just a little bit, just for a moment.
I do see what you're talking about. I'm reading the article right now. Famed football coach Deion Sanders openly ranks his kids, and he wished his favorite child a happy birthday recently, and then he said the rankings are tough. Now, you don't think that would bother the kids just a little bit? Do you think that's I guess whatever works in their household works in their household?
Man, suck it up. Suck it up. Suck it up.
No,
are you that pitiful? Oh my God, my mommy doesn't. Nobody said they're not hugging you. They're not loving on you. They just don't like you sometimes.
Let me just say this: if Deion Sanders told you to jump off a bridge, you'd probably do it right now because
I would not jump off a bridge.
You would, you would, because you love Deion Sanders that much. You're that.
If the Barbie movie told you to do it, you would do it too.
No, it's not. I wouldn't. It's not the damn Barbie movie. It's not. So I'd do that for maybe Dennis Rodman or Michael Jordan, but definitely not Deion Sanders. Like you would
jump off a bridge for Dennis Rodman.
Y'all. No, I wouldn't. But I feel
I wouldn't jump off the bridge for nobody. Maybe The Rock.
Okay. Now, the reason why by the way, Guyland is so busy at the studio because Amzai's show is so successful, which is a great thing, by the way. We've been.
No, I got more than Amzai's show.
No, time out. Can I just say how I feel?
So you have a favorite show?
No, you have. Okay, speaking of favoritism, you do have a favorite show right now. That's Amzai's.
That's not true.
That is true. Okay, why don't you want to hurt my feelings? Not true. Hurt my feelings the way that Deion Sanders would hurt his kids.
No, the way that your parents hate your feeling. No, I'm not going to do that.
Why are you trying to spare my feelings right now?
Because my favorite show is probably Kirsten's.
Kirsten hasn't done a show in a while. That's probably why it's your
favorite. That doesn't matter. That doesn't make it that I can't have her as my favorite show.
I'm gonna say it's Amzai's, and I think we all have great shows, by the way.
Amzai's the most entertaining show. I look forward to showing up for Amzai's show.
Okay, so let's just do this. Amzai's your most favorite show or entertaining show. Kirsten's
that's your favorite show.
Kirsten's your favorite show.
I told you what my favorite show was.
Kirsten's show's your favorite.
Amzai's
the most entertaining.
Yes.
Maximo is what? And where does League of Her Own stand? That's what I want to know. What are
you and Maximo are tied. You and Maxwell are tied. You all are my divas.
I am not more of a diva than Maximo.
Ooh, Lord.
Okay, let me just say this real quick. You just said you don't want to hurt my feelings. You don't care about people hurting feelings about favoritism.
I didn't say I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Okay, anyways, Amzai show, let me just say this. Amzai show's great.
Where we be?
Well deserved.
You didn't even notice that I said that. And Amzai thinks your show is the best show.
I think Amzai show is the best show, but let me just say why I think Amzai show is the best show. Well, it's the most successful show right now, and it's well deserved. And I was hoping, one of the shows would pop off soon, and it definitely is Amzai's. But I will say this: do you love all of us? Like, imagine if you're a parent. Do you love all of us equally, or do you love one more at the same time? Like,
I actually love, depending on the day of the week, I might love one you all more than I love another one. I love you all. I might not like any of you all sometimes, but I always love you. Okay. And I think that's what parents need to say about their kids. Because there's times you don't like your kids.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, it's true.
Lie.
There's times where my kids have pissed me off and disappointed me.
Yeah.
And if we could put the comments, if your parents have ever given you, okay, first of all, are your parents like Deion Sanders? Do your parents have favorites, or do you play like Deion Sanders, and do you rank your kids, or do you just let everybody be equal like I do? How is it like in your household, and why do you choose to do it that way? Because I really want to know, are people more like my parents where they don't have favorites and they just don't want to ruffle any feathers?
Your parents are lying to you. Oh. And I love your mother.
Okay. Even if my mother is lying to me, I ignorance is bliss. Okay, and that's where I'm at.
Well, I'm just like the Easter Bunny, like Santa Claus. Yeah, your mama don't like you.
How you gonna tell me my mama don't like me?
I stutter? No.
See,
your mama like
Zero
you.
has entered the building. He said my mom definitely didn't have a favorite. See, so some moms don't play favoritism, and I think that's a good thing. And I'm not saying Coach Prime's way is the wrong
Zero?
way. That's Zero, the rapper.
Okay.
Zero
the rapper. So I would argue if your mama liked you, your rap name would be 1, maybe 10, maybe 50, and not Zero. She tells you right there, Zero. The fact that she lets you call yourself Zero, your mama don't like you.
Oh, don't tell him about his mom. No, actually, I've had long talks with Zero, and his mom is actually one of the if I could choose to have her as a mom, I would, because she actually is really intelligent and really smart.
So then you don't like your mama?
No, I'm just saying I like my mom.
Are you saying your mama's dumb and she's not like talented? That's what I just heard. You talked about Zero's
you
mom,
in my goddamn mouth.
I didn't say that. You said that. So you have a favorite parent then?
Me?
Yes.
No. Okay.
Real talk.
Uh-huh.
When it's Father's Day,
yeah,
birthdays, I can't separate my parents.
See, I can't.
They are literally a unit. And so I don't have a favorite parent. I think my parents have a favorite kid, but I can't separate my parents. My parents are one. They're the core. They're the rocks. They are amazing. And they're one after 51 years of marriage.
Okay. So I can't do that.
I know, Zero. It's all good, baby.
And if you could put up the comments, if you're able to, if you could, so everybody can see.
I don't know why they're not coming up.
But Charming Dita's mom, she said her mom had a favorite. And I want to know, did that affect her, though, in a negative way? Would it bother her when another kid was the favorite at the moment? That's what I want to know. And what about you? You didn't even tell me about you, Gylan. Did your parents say, "Hey, you're my favorite," or did they not play those games? What was it?
No, but I think I don't know if there's a favorite. It's just we get along different ways with each one of our parents. Like I don't have a favorite parent, but I think my parents have a favorite kid.
Yeah, and. Did they tell you who the favorite kid is, though?
Oh, no, they would never.
Okay, see, that's the thing. Ignorance is bliss. What if they told you it wasn't you? How would you feel?
I don't care.
Okay. Okay.
Because I know I'm the best kid.
And Dina says no, it didn't affect her. So I don't know if it would affect me or not because I didn't live that type of life. And I don't think it affects. Be serious. I don't know if it affects Coach Prime.
Shit.
Speaking of Coach Prime's children, what are your thoughts on Coach Prime right now? First of all,
hold up. Let's jump back in. So we've been all over the place. You've been all over the place.
Yeah.
And it was only 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Monday move is an experiment. I think the move on Monday is so we can have better and more content that's on the top of people's minds that are sports related on Monday. We can set the trend rather than trying to fight to get through the noise.
And I agree with you. That's one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, let's move to Monday. So that way we're fresh off NFL Sunday. Of course, NFL Monday Night Football is going on right now. And I did get some instant feedback by people. And they said that having a show on Mondays was not a good move because football's on Mondays, but everybody doesn't watch football, right? And also, once football season is over, we can still maintain the stability on a Monday. After the weekend sports are over, we can talk instantly on Monday and have instant reactions. So we're just trying to do the experiment right now. If you guys like Mondays, let us know. If you don't, we're just having fun with the days, and eventually we do want to move to 5 days out of the week.
What's up, Janaea?
Oh, Janaea, the Queen Janaea has arrived. Now,
yeah, I think the thing is, like, by moving to Monday, and you all can watch the game and listen to us at the same.
And let me tell you all Guyland's theory, too, by the way, speaking of watching the game. According to Guyland.
According to me, hold up. Let me get you by yourself on the screen. So whatever you're about to run your mouth and say. Okay. According to Guyland.
I do not have to watch the entire football game.
Fuck no.
I do not have to watch all of the basketball game. I do not have to watch all of Monday Night Raw.
No.
And
well,
why?
Monday Night Raw, maybe. Yeah. Wrestling, yeah.
Okay.
Because there's storylines. There's things in wrestling you just can't pick up on YouTube.
Okay, so why do you, and I think I have to watch the game. I need to watch the game. I need to know, because if I'm going to break down a game, I have to make sure I understand what happened through each quarter and why it happened the way it happened.
And what world do you live in that you think these people watch all these games?
I don't think that they watch all of the games, but the important games that I need to watch, I'd like to watch. Like, I live in San Antonio. I would like to watch all the Spurs games. I would like to watch all the Cowboys games. Other than that, yeah, I could get away with watching highlights here and there.
You can catch a 20-minute highlight. Especially the Cowboys. Good Lord. Well, you want to really subject yourself to that? Who cares if they're 2-0? It's not the first time, won't be the last time.
Okay, look. Now, Robert Jameson says The Rock has finally come back to SmackDown. That was a topic that I did not tell you about, Guyland, that we should talk about. The Rock came back to the WWE along with John Cena, and there's a conspiracy behind why they came back. Do you know what that conspiracy is, Guyland?
I have no idea.
It's because of the writer's strike that's going on.
Oh, interesting.
So because of the writer's strike, basically, okay, so, oh, you know what? I also went to the local celebrity bowling tournament for the Salvation Army to raise money for charity. Goldberg was there. Goldberg was there.
You still don't know how big he is.
No,
real talk. Just say you don't. It's okay.
No, it's not that I don't know how big he is. It's just that what would you like for me to do? Would you like for me to go up to Goldberg and like give him a big hug? Okay.
Yes, and say this is for Guyland. No, I want you to get Goldberg on the show is what I want you to do.
Okay, so let me just paint this picture for you, Guyland. It's not like I could just walk up to Goldberg and be like, "Hey, can you be on my show?" Because everybody at the celebrity bowling event is trying to take a picture with Goldberg. He was literally not alone at any point. At any point, he was not alone. Everybody was trying to interact with him. Now, Kevin Von Erich was also there, and I talked to him for about 45 minutes. He was a very nice guy. We talked about the Maui fires.
Yeah, Kevin Von Erich's amazing.
He wanted to talk about the Maui.
One of the Von Erich amazing.
Yeah. He wanted to talk about the Maui fires. We talked about that for about 45 minutes. And I think he's really passionate because he's lived in Hawaii. He told me while we were talking to each other, he's like, I lived in Hawaii for about 15 years. So the news about Maui, it really broke my heart. So when people are at these celebrity bowling events, I don't like to talk to them about their careers. I just like to talk to them like they're human beings.
Well, then talk to him like he's a human being.
That's what I
And
did.
invite him on the show like he's on a human being.
Here's the thing. I invited him about 2 years ago, and and I'll tell you behind the scenes what happened, but essentially, like, it's very difficult to get in touch with
difficult.
him.
Yeah, it was difficult. I remember.
And I know even Thunder Rosa, who is a big name in the AEW, it's difficult for her to get in contact with him. So it's not like Goldberg is like easily like, oh, yo, come on to the show. And
except for he lives in the area.
Yeah, exactly. But also I do local wrestling, and he doesn't pop up at the events. So it's not like it's a walk in the park to try to get somebody like Goldberg on the show. But I will say I did meet him, and he is very, very kind. And when I walk up to these athletes and stuff, I want to build a relationship before I ask them to come on the show. I don't want to just throw myself out there.
First of all, it's a joke, but it's Goldberg. He's huge. Because I remember first time when you met Goldberg, I was like, do you realize who he was? And you're like Goldberg is John Cena. Goldberg is The Rock. Goldberg is the first major Jewish athlete in the world.
Right. Okay. So.
And it actually comes from a not so always real sport. So
let me go more deeper into the celebrity
conspiracy theory.
Yeah. So this is leading back to the conspiracy theory. So, I'm talking to these people. Then Christian, one of his favorite actors on TV from the show called La Brea. It's a hit show. I think it's on ABC. He was at the bowling tournament, and he was like, go up to him and go talk to him because that's my favorite actor, and I love that show. So I went up to him, had a conversation with him. His name is Nicholas Gonzalez. He's also from San Antonio. And I spoke to him for several minutes. And what he explained to me, because he was telling me about La Brea, and he was telling me about The Good Doctor, another show that he's on. And he had also mentioned to me that at the moment, while we were at the bowling tournament, he was currently on strike. And they were on day 100 at the time of the writer's strike, meaning that no writers in Hollywood are currently working, and actors are also banding together so that way actors and writers can get paid a good, a wage that makes sense for them to maintain their lives. And essentially, Hollywood, the big companies, are currently losing hundreds of millions of dollars every single month because of this strike. So the fact that people are banding together so that way, they can have an impact on Hollywood is insane. And he said that it's corporate greed that's keeping them from paying them, because all the money they're losing out on, they could have just paid the actors already. They could have just paid the writers.
So what does it have to do with The Rock and John Cena?
So what this has to do with The Rock and John Cena is that The Rock is an actor. John Cena, they act. And right now, the only type of writers that aren't on strike right now are the wrestling writers of the WWE. Therefore, they're not filming anything right now. They're not doing anything. So they came to the WWE for, a check.
That's possible.
So that's what everybody's saying is the reason why they're coming back to the WWE right now is, one, everybody had been talking about it for a while that they were supposed to come back, but the writer's strike has brought John Cena and The Rock to the WWE. So, I'm just reading some tweets on it too. That, it's major. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see like how the impact in different industries can affect the sports industry as well. So, so he's working, and we'll see what happens. So, but it was also really good to see him back on SmackDown, and I'm really excited to keep up with those storylines, even though right now it's Monday Night Raw. So, I wanted to take a look at that.
So.
Oh, do you think wrestling's fake? Yeah. Do you think wrestling's fake? Because
it's highly scripted. Correct?
Yes.
All right. Some of the injuries are fake. Yes. If they need to take a break, somebody's pregnant, their wife, blah, blah, they got a movie, then they get hurt, and then they go film the movie for 6 months and they come back. The blood is real, but sometimes they slice their face. That's
do
fake.
They slice their face?
Yeah, they razor blades. Used to do it back in the day.
So I have a problem with people saying that it's fake. I can understand if people say that it's scripted, but I can't get past the wrestling is fake part, because going to the wrestling schools, seeing people day in and day out practicing, putting their lives at risk, actually getting injuries, going through multiple surgeries, and having to train constantly, make constant sacrifices around their lives in order to do this for a sport that they love. I find it kind of offensive that the word fake would be used. I mean, I can understand scripted, but fake is really, like I said, offensive to me. And when we say wrestling is fake, the sport of wrestling is not fake, but entertainment entities of wrestling might be scripted, like WWE, AEW, Impact. But wrestling as a sport, wrestling as a sport, when you're wrestling in high school, it's not fake.
That's not the same as wrestling in a ring with The Rock or Goldberg or.
It's still wrestling, though, is what I'm saying. You
gotta it's not the same. It's not the same.
I feel like, okay, if you're gonna use the term. Okay, it's scripted. Don't say that it's fake.
If I'm a referee, right, and it is The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve and Austin. Stone Cold Steve puts down a stunner. The Rock hits the mat, flips over, and is jerking on the floor. That's not real. That's acting. Acting is not real.
Okay, and then when someone dies, then what?
How many people have died in the ring? We're talking 3 to 5 that I know of.
That's one too many, wouldn't you say?
So death is real?
Right.
Okay.
So is wrestling.
But mankind.
The risk that they're putting is real. The risk to perform is real.
I think at times the risk is real.
The risk is always real.
It's not always real.
Every time you step foot into a ring, the risk is real. You are risking your life. You're risking an injury. You're risking that you could possibly get paralyzed. There's so many risks.
So the physical aspects at times are real.
The physical aspect is real in wrestling. I've never seen a wrestling move during a match where you can't get injured, unless it's like unless you're hitting each other with pillows and shit.
I've seen plenty of moves. And I probably could watch wrestling with you when we get off the show and show you 5 moves where there's no way in hell that person could get hurt from getting slapped across the chest.
Again, I can understand using the term scripted, but I can't get past somebody approaching me and be like, it's fake.
I think
like I just
when people act that way, it's a disservice. Right? Maybe they don't understand something.
Yeah, exactly. So don't talk until you don't know what you're talking about.
However,
don't open your mouth
like I told you on the phone, you climb up a 12-foot ladder to jump on me and do a backflip and a gainer and then land on me. I'm walking away. You hit the ground face first. That's real. I stand there stumbling around. She's gonna jump. Here she comes. Let me catch her. That's not real.
Okay, like I said, I can understand the part where it's scripted, but saying it's fake, it's not fake, because if you're gonna look at wrestling, sports entertainment as a whole, like Benjamin mentioned, it's sports entertainment. Yes, it is sports entertainment. It is sports motherfucking entertainment. I can understand that. I can understand the scripted part. But to sit there and say the whole fucking thing is fake, it's not. Because people are putting their lives at risk.
Somebody said when The Rock does the people's elbow, he could get injured if not done right. That's what we're talking about. It's not that we're disrespecting. I'm not disrespecting the sport.
I'm just saying.
I grew up. Yeah. I grew up on it. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's fake. I'm also not going to talk about how real it is and be that the hill I die on.
All I'm saying is that if you're going to say it's fake because of the scripts, then you're not talking about wrestling. You're not talking about sports entertainment, because when you talk about sports entertainment and wrestling as a whole, you're encompassing all of that shit. You're encompassing the scripts. You're encompassing the training, the wrestling, the injuries, the work.
So there are portions that are not real.
Correct. So you could use the term scripted. That you could use the term scripted.
Yeah, you can't tell somebody what term they're going to use.
But okay, I know that, but what I'm saying is you can't step to me.
Now wrestling identifies as being real? No.
You
everybody knows that it's not 100% real. Everybody knows that it's scripted.
Like, for example, right? The main event at RCW Forever this past weekend.
Okay.
The guy who won, the person who won, Devin Carter, they did not know, because that's who he identifies as they did not know that they were going to win. On God, he had no clue. He was surprised.
That's possible.
He cried. So So how could every match be scripted if some people don't even?
But there were pieces of the match that were scripted.
Yes, I could give you that.
Okay.
But to say that the whole thing is fake, that really bothers me. Because
you are entrenched.
No, because
were those real feathers you were wearing on that blue dress?
No, let me just say, because people were saying, well, this is hilarious. We're laughing at you guys because
it's a comedy show.
No, they're saying they were laughing at the wrestlers on Twitter because they were saying, oh, well, we'll get in the ring with you. Ha, ha, ha. No, bitch. If you get in the ring, you gonna die because you need at least 2 years of training to get your ass in the ring.
Carolina done taken 15 bumps.
Hold on, motherfucker.
She done taken 15 bumps, and now she's ready.
I'm not ready at all. I'm not nowhere near being ready. I've never claimed that I was ready. But what I'm saying is I see people work really hard for 2 years in the making before they can step foot into a ring. And then you have these clowns on the internet that make it seem like they could just hop into the ring with this motherfucker who's been training for 2 years. They wouldn't book you if you even tried. So who the fuck is you to say I can get in the ring with you instantly? No, you can't. You wouldn't know what you're doing, and you wouldn't know how to wrestle even if you tried your best right at the moment. So people make it seem like out of all sports, wrestling is the least hardcore sport. It's easy to get into the ring and just act and do a script. No, it's not. It's hard. It's difficult. It's not easy to do that. And people want to talk
Carolina.
about hold on, wait. People, let me just say this shit. People say wrestling is fake, right? Okay, so what the fuck do you call Deflategate for the NFL? What the fuck is that shit? What do you call?
Not fake.
That
that's
is
cheating.
fake. No, that's cheat. That's some fake ass shit, though.
No, that's cheating. There's a difference.
Yeah, no.
No, there's a big difference. You're about to lose all credibility because you sitting up there getting all fiery Latina. Wrestling is scripted. And that's it. And there are major aspects that are fake.
LeBron flopping is fake. Thank you. LeBron flopping is fake.
Not going to deny that.
That's okay.
Not gonna deny that.
Flopping is fake.
Oh, she found one.
Refs getting paid to call in the NBA certain calls so that way a certain team could win. Isn't that scripted if the ref is going to already predetermine the outcome?
If my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle.
No, hold on, wait. So let me just say this. Devin Carter had no clue he was going to win the match, right? But you said some moves in the fight were fake. Well, what about the refs that were cheating back in the day in the NBA and they knew the outcome, but nobody else did? So that would be fake too, right? Wouldn't that be fake? Yes, it would be.
That's fixed.
Okay, so then it's fixed. Okay, so if I'm gonna use the term fixed, then use the term scripted for wrestling, but don't call it fake because I could call the NBA fake too.
No, you can't.
Because that shit was fake as fuck. Because the ref already knew what he was gonna do.
Hold up. You smoking Krizak. So when Michael Jordan left the NBA because of a gambling problem, was that fake? Was that fixed? Or you don't believe in that conspiracy?
I need more evidence before I even go down.
Oh, you need more evidence.
I need more evidence, yeah. I need
you
more evidence.
Know and that he had a gambling problem.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody knows he had a gambling problem.
I know he had a gambling problem, but was the mob after him? I don't know if the mob was after him.
It doesn't. No, I didn't say with the mob. I say he left because he had a gambling problem. It has nothing to do with the mob. So does that mean that Jordan was fixing games? Listen,
But
it's not a bridge too far. It's not a bridge too far.
Did he gamble on the NBA though?
We don't know.
It was never just if they caught Michael Jordan for gambling on his own games, then yes, that would have been a problem. But no, he was gambling with dumb shit like golf, gambling with other stuff except for his own. He was never caught gambling on his own teammates in the NBA. So don't put that on MJ.
No. I'm saying why he left. He left he's possibly because it was gambling. You're trying to put all these things in. And so I'm saying the ultimate NBA player was he because if fixing is fake, and maybe there's a possibility he fixed a game, then was that fake? So are his championships fake?
I don't think that he fixed the game because I truly think the reason he left is because his dad died. His dad got murdered. He wasn't expecting his dad to die. He was grieving and he wanted to do what he wanted to do for his dad, which is play baseball. So I don't subscribe to the conspiracy theory that he left because of a gambling problem. I think he had a gambling problem, but I don't think that's why he left.
I think he gambled. I don't necessarily say he has a problem because I don't always think shit's a problem. Right? Like it's just one of those things. But I'll let me just say my end on wrestling. I enjoy wrestling. When I watched one of the luchadoras, I can't remember which one it was, pull out a belt and spank his son in the match. It was a few months ago. I thought that was hilarious. That is not real. That is scripted and it is fake. And I just think like, yeah, the dude this weekend, or they didn't weekend, this past weekend didn't know that they were going to win, but that doesn't make wrestling real because it's still scripted.
I can deal with, again,
I guarantee you I can count to 3 on any wrestler as a referee. I'm not going to go 1, 2, and then raise my hand and be like, no.
I'm going to say this. I can deal with the term scripted, but I cannot deal with the term fake. That's all I'm saying.
The injuries are real. The injuries most of the times are real.
Then if you're going to say, then don't say wrestling is fake.
There are aspects of wrestling that are very fake.
There are aspects of wrestling that are scripted.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
They're scripted. Okay. And I'm sorry that
you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
No, and I'm sorry that the WWE is overt about their scripts and they're overt about storytelling and being sports entertainment. Tell that to your favorite league like the NBA or the NFL who have been caught cheating in the past and rigging stuff.
Cheating is different. And the NBA was not caught doing that.
The difference is
the NBA has never been caught. Hold up.
The ref has. Okay, at
that's not the NBA. That's not the NBA.
So he didn't represent the NBA while he was a ref?
He represented referees. Because the NBA, because a referee has fixed a game does not mean the NBA is fixed.
You know what? I have some beachfront property to sell you in Iowa because I can guarantee.
Obviously, because you bought the damn shit first. Why am I going to buy it from you?
Hold on. I'm going to just say this.
Somebody sold it to your ass.
At least boxing. I love boxing too. I love all these sports. Don't get me wrong. I love
boxing is corrupt.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
That's not fake.
How come boxing is corrupt? There's cheating in the NFL and all this stuff, but wrestling.
And there's part of wrestling that is fake.
And wrestling, at least they own it. They know, when you're watching wrestling.
You can't own it right now. You can't own it right now. Say it. Say it. Wrestling
is scripted.
It's fake at times. You can't even say it. You can't even say it.
I'm going to really have to let me look at the definition of fake. Anyways, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole. Let me look at what is the definition of fake?
Not real.
Something that is a sham, not genuine. So you're saying wrestling is not genuine?
No, it's not. It's not genuine. I like wrestling, but I understand I'm watching for entertainment. I also understand when Mankind jumped off the top of the cage or fell through the cage and he hurt himself severely, the fact that he don't have no teeth in his mouth, that's real.
Okay.
Right? But slamming somebody through a table that breaks away, that they've been learned how to take a bump, that is scripted. It is learned. It's not necessarily real.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me just say this. Oh, and Benjamin brought up another point, which is exactly why the XFL didn't do well the first time. They had too much connection to the WWE. This is getting deep. And I would just like to say that I'm just going to close it out by saying, if you think wrestling is fake, that's fine. Just don't come to me and say that you think it is fake, because I'm going to argue with you all day long and say that it's scripted, but it ain't fake. Because in order to call something fake, it has to be, to me, totally like fraudulent. And I don't think, based off of what I've seen and what I've experienced, that it's totally fraudulent. That's all I'm going to say. And those are my closing thoughts. And Guyland, you have
fraudulent.
Those are your clothes.
You got the biggest pay-per-view that makes millions of dollars, and 9 times out of 10, if not 99% of the time, they know who's going to win.
Okay, all right, I heard you, and I see.
It's not even a hurt. That's real.
I see your point. I'm just saying it bothers me when people say it's fake.
Of course, it bothers me when people say that Deion Sanders is not the man right now, which is our next topic.
Okay, so I cannot get Guyland to shut up about Coach Prime. This is why we're talking about it right now, because we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks. And the only time Guyland Jackson has reached out to me in the past 2 weeks was because he wanted to talk to me about Coach Prime.
Yes.
And I feel like right now the only thing he wants to talk about when it comes to sports is Coach Prime, which is, by the way, that far. No, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you, because right now, according to my household, Coach Prime is the biggest story right now in all of sports. And you
name something bigger.
I can't
name a bigger story in sports over the last 5 years.
Okay, 5 years is tough. Now I can name, maybe in my past I could think of Tanya Harding versus Nancy Kerrigan. To me, that's
huge. Not 5 years. I'm
saying in my lifetime, that was pretty big.
But it didn't move a nation. It didn't move a nation.
You don't think so? It moved me.
Of course it did. You watched Tiger King. You watched The Bachelorette.
No, I was a woman who liked figure skating when I was a kid. I liked gymnastics. Okay. I liked figure skating. Every feminine sport in the Olympics, I was all up that ass.
Every what? What was that?
The feminine sports, gymnastics. And,
gotcha.
And figure skating, I was up that ass in Olympics. So when the Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding thing broke it, I was a child. I couldn't fathom somebody beating somebody in the leg with a stick. And it was all over the place. So, it was crazy. But that's the last thing that I could think of that was as big as Coach Prime. If you guys can think of a storyline that is bigger than Coach Prime, tell us in the comments, because I want to know, because me and Guyland were really thinking about it. We couldn't think of nothing, right, Guyland? We couldn't think of nothing.
No, I mean, last year we had the dude that died on the field, right? I thought that was but that went by pretty quick, right? Nobody was selling merch. Nobody was like excited about that, right? Even when he came back, it was kind of lackluster this year, right? It wasn't like there was a lot of hype about him coming back. I'm sure the fan base, but this is something to where everybody that I know, okay, I'm lying, to where people on Facebook, when the game was over, and Twitter and TikTok were up at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast talking about this game. I don't know of another person or coach that has captured the hearts, minds, and spirits of a country like the Colorado Buffaloes have done.
So I can't disagree with you. He's all over the place, and we've gone down the rabbit hole of Coach Prime and just seeing his career. I mean, and you had talked to me about Michael. I feel like you're low-key a Michael Jordan hater, but I don't want to talk to you about that right now. Michael Jordan played 2 different sports, but Coach Prime did it at a high level. He played high-level baseball.
Jordan not even close to Prime, Bo Jackson, or anybody else.
I was not comparing them. I'm just saying I think you're a low-key Jordan hater, and I don't want to talk to you about that right now. We need to have that conversation another day.
I spit facts.
Okay, well, you are right,
Facts.
though. In this instance, you are right. Because Deion Sanders, as an athlete, he's in a league of his own. And I say that because he played high-level baseball, and he also played high-level football at the same damn time. They even did a 30 for 30 about how he went from one Major League Baseball game all the way to an NFL game. And he just, his whole life is actually primetime. Like, I stayed up watching the Colorado game Saturday night till 1 a.m. because his life is the prime time of everybody who's into sports right now. You had to have stayed up watching that game. And if you didn't, are you really into football? Are you really into sports if you didn't watch that game? Seriously. Because Coach Prime, okay, well, let's just go at the recent storyline with the sunglasses. Can you run that down for us? Because I want to talk about that and your thoughts on the sunglasses and hat situation. Can you just kind of run
Well,
down?
so the other coach basically called
From Colorado State.
Right. And said, or there was an interview and said, I don't know where you come from, but my mama taught me to take off my hat and sunglasses when I'm talking to another adult. Valid point. However, what the fuck does that mean? Right? It's like, oh, don't wear a hat inside. All these old antiquated rules don't matter, especially when you're great. It does not matter. And so I just think that, I think Coach Prime was humbled this weekend, but it is what it is.
Well, Jason Garcia, by the way, side note, he said crazy into the first quarter of Browns versus Steelers game. So that's going on right now. So I asked to record it. I'm going to watch it when I get home. So please let me know what happened. Any updates?
20 minutes on YouTube. Save a lot of time in your life.
So I was going to say, I feel like, I feel like, why did he even mention that? They ain't got shit to do with football. That's kind of what I thought.
Because it's fodder. It's fodder. He's not in front of the microphone. This was his biggest stage ever as a coach, created by the Colorado Buffaloes, Coach Prime, and that team. And he had the moment to say something, and he said something.
And what he said was like, I felt like he was throwing shade at him, and it wasn't cool.
Of course he was.
But why, though?
He was throwing shade at his shades.
But do you think do you think he's jealous of Coach Prime?
I don't know if he's jealous, but I don't know if jealous is the word.
I mean, that's the only reason why I would throw negativity their way.
I mean, you got to think about it. Nobody talked about Colorado State the entire week. They didn't talk about any of the players. They didn't talk about the quarterbacks. They didn't talk about the 12 or 14 players that they had come in through the transfer portal. Nobody talked about Colorado State.
And the thing is that you could tell. I know they had this situation. They were saying that it was personal. You could tell it was personal between the both of them because Colorado State was minus 20, or Colorado was favored to win by 20 points, and Colorado.
That was a ball game, Carolina.
That's what
you
I'm
watched
saying.
it.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that the first game of the season, Colorado did an exceptional job, but I'm saying this game, they were favored by 20 points, and they didn't win by that much. The game ended up going to double OT, and that final drive before they got to overtime, where it was like 98 yards that they completed in 9 seconds.
He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, probably top 10, maybe top 5, and he's not even running like he did when he was playing for Jackson State. In the HBCU. And he started running a little bit more because they didn't have a running game. But he is a pocket passer. He is deadly. I don't know if he's going to be a great NFL quarterback, but right now he's a pretty damn good college quarterback. Good college quarterback.
I mean, he's good, and it was a great game overall. But there were, like Coach Prime said, he learned patience because it wasn't until the final end of the game where they started finally waking up. And I'm really excited to see the next game is against Oregon. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. And Eminem says in the comments that Colorado's not going to be the same without their wide receiver, Hunter, being injured and possibly out for a while. So do you agree with that?
I don't know, because I would have agreed until I saw what the tight end was doing. That tight end was amazing in that game.
Yeah.
Right? I think they're going to have people that are going to step up. And I think that it hurt them in this last game, but I think they're destined for greatness.
Front Office Sports reported that Blenders, the brand behind Deion Sanders' Prime 21 sunglasses.
Yes, 100%.
They were originally planned to sell about 16,000 pairs, and it's now reported that they sold 72,000 pre-orders, and they're priced at $67, and Coach Prime brought in $4.5 million in sales at the minimum. This is the Coach Prime effect. He's the biggest coach right now in all of sports.
Everybody. I don't say everybody. There's a lot of people that are waiting for this man to fail. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying lose against USC, lose against Oregon. I'm saying fail. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people like me that are like, yo, finally we have a coach in the NFL. I'm sorry, in the college that's being who they are, unapologetically who they are. And the glasses are cool. I should have ordered the glasses when I first found them because I went on a week later. I think they were still there. And then I went on a few days later and they were sold out to December.
Wow. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, this is the Coach Prime effect. And I'm excited to see what he does. And you're right. I think people do want to see him fail, but I don't. I want to see him do great. And also, Jason Garcia has another update for the football game. Nick Chubb is out for the game. His ankle's messed up. He might be out for the season. I hope not. That's going to be a huge blow to the Brown system if he's out. So we'll see what happens. And Eminem said Cowboys are going to draft Sanders to replace quarterback Dak, and then Coach Prime will be the new head coach for the Cowboys.
Hell no.
I love you, but you smoke and crack right now because the Cowboys are 2-0 right now, and unless they have some sort of drop off defensively, they're not going to be getting a quarterback like Sanders on their team. I don't see it unless it's later on down the line, but definitely not in the first year that he becomes an NFL player. So we'll see what happens. And where are we at? What's the next topic that we got?
Hold on a second.
I'm thinking the Cowboys, by the way, are 2-0. They played exceptionally well against the Giants. Against the Jets, they had a good game.
Okay. The last time that the Cowboys won an NFC championship game was 1996.
Okay.
Dallas is where players go to die and to be mediocre. Now, Tony Romo was a good player. Dak Prescott, decent player. Ezekiel Elliott, good running back. I could go on and on and on. They haven't done anything in 27 years, people. 27 years. Imagine dating your wife or husband for 27 years and never having an orgasm. That is what it's like to be a Dallas Cowboy fan. You got blue balls. Their colors are blue. Just saying.
I disagree. I think this is this season, I think the Cowboys have the best defense in the NFL right now. I don't think that it's not like having an orgasm. Being a Bears fan is the equivalent of never having an orgasm. Speaking of
being
those
a Bears fan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I definitely wouldn't say it's the Cowboys if it was the NFL team. If you could sleep with the NFL team and the NFL team never gave you an orgasm, it definitely would be the Bears right now because they're not my favorite team. I love them to death, but I'm really pissed off at them. That's where I'm at right now. Fire them all. George McCaskey, there's been reports, the annual report that we're always used to. George McCaskey and Virginia McCaskey are not happy with the Bears organization. Play me the motherfucking violin. I'm over this shit. I'm over the Bears and how they've been underperforming for so long and how they suck ass. They've lost 12 games in a row. When we roll last year into this year, they lost 12 games, and they've given up over 25 points in the past 12 games. They got one of the worst defenses in the NFL. They have a horrible defensive coordinator with Allen Williams. They have a horrible offensive coordinator with Luke Getsy. In the final minutes of the game in the red zone, they threw a screen pass at the 2-yard line. Luke Getsy's offensive line, and it has to be coaching. I don't care what anybody says, because I'm sick and tired of the narrative being, well, the issue was Trubisky. Then Trubisky goes to the Bills as a backup, and then he has good games. Then you have somebody like Jay Cutler, who was a decent quarterback. He just had a bad offensive line. You have somebody like Justin Fields, one of the best quarterbacks that you've had in this organization in years. And he's not. You don't build a team around him. You don't build a team around him. They're trying to build a team around him. They're building effective pieces. They have DJ Moore, but then in game 1, he has 2 catches for 25 yards. Game 1. Because they're playing screen passes, and out of all the passes that they had, about 33 passing plays that they had, only one ball went past 10 yards. One pass went past 10 yards down the field, and that was to Darnell Mooney for the touchdown, the only touchdown that they scored via passing play. That tells me that there's a big problem with the play calling, because they kept calling screen passes and hardly running the ball. And then when you finally run the ball during the game, it's in the 3rd quarter or the 4th quarter, when you're in garbage time, or you're getting to that point where you're about to be in garbage time, and you decide to run plays instead of passing plays, when you're supposed to be throwing the ball down the field because you're down 18 points, and you decide to slow down the clock by running the ball. So it has nothing to do. Well, it might, Justin Fields threw a pick. Nobody's completely innocent in this whole situation, but the penalties, that's lack of discipline, the lack of development that Justin Fields is probably going through, and then you have the multiple errors that coaching has made with designing plays, where they had a play where 2 wide receivers were going down the exact same route at the exact same time, which is weird. Just horrible. I don't understand why Luke Getsy still has a job right now. I don't understand why Allen Williams, the defensive coordinator, still has a job right now. I do not blame Ryan Poles, because I went down this rabbit hole of how did Ryan Poles, the GM of the Chicago Bears, pick Matt Eberflus as the head coach? Well, 2 days after he became GM, Matt Eberflus was announced as the head coach, which leads me to believe that there's a possibility that he didn't even make the decision of who the head coach is going to be. And it doesn't surprise me, because the McCaskies have been the issue at the top for the Chicago Bears for years upon years upon years. And I do not care about the annual reports that George McCaskey and Virginia McCaskey are mad. I don't care that Virginia McCaskey, bless her, she's the only female NFL owner in the league, but for her to come down the steps and be on the main field, on the sidelines with a headset on, that doesn't tell me that you care. What would tell me that you cared is if you produced a winning team. What would tell me that you cared is by firing the people that you need to fire, getting rid of yourself. You do not know how to own a team. And it's not even this particular regime. It's the regime before that, and the regime before that, and the regime before that. So I'm sick and tired of me being gaslit into believing that there's going to be changes every single year, and it's the same shit every single time. And the Bears are not known to fire people in the middle of the season, so I don't expect somebody to be fired, but I would like for somebody to be fired, because I don't know if you guys can hear it through my voice right now, but after the 12th loss in a row, I'm kind of at my wit's end where I don't want to have to hear about another loss anymore. I am sick and tired of being loyal to a team and buying merchandise and watching my friends buy season tickets and get tailgates every single year, and they can't even celebrate a win because the Chicago Bears organization does not know how to put a winning product around the field and develop their quarterbacks and develop their offensive line. They had $80 million in cap space and the number 1 pick in the league, and then they traded it down to get DJ Moore, and you still can't get a win? Are you serious? That is why I'm mad at the Bears right now, and I think they suck. Because I've been a fan of the NFL for a very long time, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I want to celebrate a win with my goddamn team. I'm over it.
Well, with that said, the definition of insanity is rooting for the same team over and over again and expecting different results. I.e. the Cowboys, 27 years. 27 years. And you're a Bears fan. Like, I'm a diehard. I'm a ride or die. But I left the Rockets when they did to Akeem Olajuwon. Stumbled onto the Spurs. Right? I left the Tennessee Titans. I'm a Ravens fan now. I'm a man without a team because I grew up as a Houston Oilers fan. But I hear you.
That must be nice.
What?
Being able to not be loyal and pick different teams.
I guess it's nice.
It is nice because if a team starts to win, you can like them without feeling guilty about.
Oh, I have no guilt whatsoever about walking away from teams because they don't give a fuck about you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting to that point.
Just saying. Like, people still reading for Jerry Jones. Okay, last but not least. Hey, and by the way, that was one of your better ones there, Carolina. I liked it. You clipped that shit.
Yeah.
Who is your NBA side chick?
NBA? I thought it was NFL.
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 Side chick, side dude. Who is your NFL side chick or side dude? So my team right now, who I'm loving, is the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
My side chick would have to be the Kansas City Chiefs, which is actually a better looking team than the Ravens because they've won Super Bowls recently. So while we're waiting for Carolina to give her pick for her side dude or side chick, however she's feeling today, everybody in the chat, who's your number one and who's your number two?
Yeah.
Who's your Sancho or Sancha?
Yeah. Who is your number one pick for the NFL? If you're a Cowboys fan, we know it's the Cowboys. But if you had to pick a side chick NFL team, who would your side chick team be? And that's the tough part. It's like, my main is the Bears, and I have to pick a side chick. Last week or the 2 weeks ago when we came on air, I said that my side NFL team was the Dallas Cowboys. And
you are toxic.
They haven't really let me down, but I kind of want to change it up for this week. My personal side team right now.
So you just all over the place.
No, I mean.
Hope you wear a helmet.
Well, I don't have to be committed to a side. I can be committed to my main, but I don't have to be committed to a side. It's a fact. I don't.
Well, in that case, I got like 3-4 teams. I'm trying to do it big up in here, make it rain.
Well, yeah, you could change it. This is why we're asking you guys every week. If you had to change it based off of the performances that you've seen, who would be your new team? So my side team, honestly, is the Miami Dolphins. I would really pick. I like the Miami Dolphins right now.
Yo, Tua is doing it right now.
I like Tua a lot. I like the way they're playing. I like I just like the whole vibe of the Dolphins team. They're really flashy right now. They're 2-0. So their record is actually not pretty good. It's really good right now. And the AFC is not an easy. I feel like out of the AFC and the NFC. The conference, to me, that's more difficult is the AFC. You have somebody like Aaron Rodgers who's now injured. Then you have somebody like you have Patrick Mahomes there. You have Lamar Jackson. Then you have Russell Wilson. There's a lot of more quarterbacks there to me that are a lot more far talented than the NFC would be. But I really like they got Tyreek Hill and Waddle is injured, but I think they've been playing.
Not Tua. Tagovailoa. No, it is Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa. But they have a good squad, so I like the Miami Dolphins. Yep.
They do. And people were just talking about Tua Tagovailoa last year, saying how he sucked.
But I will say my favorite defense right now is the Dallas Cowboys defense. But time will tell. Time will tell. So, anyways, I think that's are we doing this or that or not today?
No.
Okay, so let me give you this or that. This or that. Coach Prime or Victor Wembanyama?
Coach Prime.
Why is that?
It's the moment right now. It's just, it feels good. All right, I got one for you.
Okay.
If you had to give up one and you had to say we can win a championship with this one person, would you give up Wemby or would you give up Coach Prime? I'm sorry, Coach Pop.
Ooh, I had to give up somebody for a championship?
Yeah, give up somebody for a championship. Pop or Wemby?
Pop, because he's already won a lot, so it's move over. I give it.
So
to
you
Wemby.
don't like Pop?
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying. Okay. So Robert Jameson wants to know, how many times have you seen "Must Be the Money"?
The video? His rap video? Oh, I don't even know. Years.
Look, people are saying Pop. I don't even know, what is he talking about. What is "Must Be the Money"? What is that?
If I'm not mistaken, that's a rap video by Deion Sanders.
Oh, I thought it was Nelly. I was thinking the Nelly video. I don't know. I don't watch videos like that, so you guys are gonna have to tell me what the fuck that is.
You don't watch videos like what?
I don't watch videos, period. I watch sports.
It's a generational thing, and that's the other thing. Coach Prime is a generational thing.
Yeah, it is. The older
people don't even know him as a player.
People older than me is like Coach Prime lovers.
Say that again.
People older than me tend to love Coach Prime. Like the new generation, like we're just kind of starting to figure out. And I'm not that much younger than you. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah, you is.
Well, I'm saying, like, it's more of an older generation thing with Coach Prime, but seeing the new wave of Coach Prime is like he's timeless. He's like Madonna. He's fucking timeless. Okay.
Madonna, she ain't aging so well.
Anyways, let me know if you guys love this new whole Monday thing that we're doing. I like how Jason Garcia was in here giving us updates. I really want to thank you guys so much. If you guys like the concept of us being on Mondays instead of being on Wednesdays, let us know. If you guys want us and prefer us on Wednesdays, let us know too. Any feedback will help us out tremendously, but I really appreciate. Okay. Look up MC Hammer featuring Deion Sanders, Straight to My Feet, classic jam. So he was a rapper too?
I'm telling you, prime time, baby.
Oh, people are saying
Must
they love
be
the
the
show.
money.
We appreciate y'all loving the show, but let us know if you guys prefer Mondays or if you guys prefer Wednesdays. Let us know what you guys prefer. Any feedback helps us tremendously. We really love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys next week. I have to finish watching my recorded game. Thank you, Amzai. Oh, the favorite show of Vodpod Media, Amzai. He's just dropped in, the superstar.
No, that's not what I said.
The superstar, Amzai. No, Amzai is the superstar. Amzai is the superstar of Vodpod Media. He has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Amzai. If you guys, and his show is when, on Wednesdays or Fridays, or when is it?
It just depends when he's in town.
When Amzai is in town.
Generally 2 times a week.
When Amzai is in town, because he's a superstar. When he's in town, he can make it. He's here. So we love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.